Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the card Divo presenting Zodiacs this week. My special guest, which I think, at some point, let's just be honest, he's going to be like a regular co-host, but he is special. Richard Wayne Kilgo, how you doing, bud?
I'm good. I'm excited to be here.
We, we're in separate spaces today because we both had other things to do today, but eventually you'll find us back together in the same spot and not. But we want to welcome everybody who is joining us on and LinkedIn, and Twitter. I'm still brain dead today. For everybody watching on YouTube, do us a favor, scroll down, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. It'll let you know every time we have a new show on the air. Also, hey Vera, welcome to the show. Also, if you're on Facebook, on YouTube and on Facebook, wherever, hit those like buttons. Please give us some likes. That really helps in promoting the show and other people watching. So please do that for us. Even if you're not watching on YouTube, go over to YouTube and subscribe to the page so that we can have more numbers. I finally hit 500 subscribers. It only took me.
Awesome.
It only took me like 14 years to get there, but yay!
You did it.
Today we're gonna start the show off with Wayne's astrology prediction. So I'm gonna put you on, and I'll be back.
Awesome. So since we are discussing current astrological aspects and we haven't done an update for quite some time, I wanted to provide kind of an update for our retrogrades. We have actually 5 retrogrades happening right now, and that's a lot. Typically, we maybe have 2 to 3 at any given time, and then Mercury is actually going to be going retrograde in about 2 weeks. So we'll have 6 planets in retrograde, which just shows that there's a lot of growth, a lot of internal looking within, old issues coming up so we can deal with those. So I kind of wanted to give a quick overview of each of these planets that are in retrograde right now and the effects that you have been feeling from those. So we'll start out with Pluto in Capricorn. This has been going since April, so to give you a gauge of this energy that's been present since April, and will be continuing until October 8th. So with that, Pluto retrograde in Capricorn currently. So it's the planet of death and rebirth, the planet of destruction and transformation, and with that, it reveals to us themes around career, goal setting, structure, responsibilities, since these are all topics that are indicated by the sign of Capricorn, which is where Pluto is currently transiting. With Pluto, it's a period in which we look to our shadows, our issues around power, control, and surrender, and it's a time that we can purge specifically when it comes to our professional life. So Capricorn, Daniel is a sun in Capricorn, so he's very familiar with this energy. So very interesting to look at and see when if you've been having this theme since April. And with that, kind of the opportunities that are present with Pluto being retrograde in Capricorn is owning and accepting our shadow. So really, seeing ourselves fully and not allowing ourselves to tell those little things where, I'm not really that way, even though we know we are, we just don't want to deal with that. Becoming aware of our inner power is also an opportunity. And then the challenges that we face with this retrograde is not giving our power away. So it really shows us relationships and situations where we have been giving our power away and where we want to be able to hold on to that for our own. And then also letting go of career structures, which I think is interesting for myself, since I have taken the leap recently from a 9-to-5 job to now being self-employed as a real estate photographer and intuitive business owner. So this definitely resonates with me. And then speaking about our next sign, which is Saturn retrograding in Aquarius. So this happened actually back in March of 2020 when all of the worldwide lockdowns happened because of COVID. And this really is an indication of restrictions on freedom. So that really resonates there. So Saturn traveled back into Capricorn throughout that year, only to come back into Aquarius for good in December of 2020. And then Saturn will leave Aquarius totally in March of 2023 and enter Pisces. So with the retrograde journey of Saturn, the last time he'll retrograde here means this gives us a final opportunity to integrate what we've learned over the past few years and really being able to understand it and move forward. Although we may want to push against that restriction, it's really important that we sit tight and be willing to do the work. So with that, the opportunities with this retrograde is integrating responsibilities and renewing community. And the challenges would be adapting to new goals and overcoming intolerance. So definitely an interesting theme there. Next, we have Jupiter retrograde in Aries. So as Jupiter retrogrades, we're encouraged to take inventory of what we've learned about ourselves since May of this year, the good, the bad, the ugly, the whole picture. We may find it worthwhile to reflect on what we've realized, what we're capable of, when we choose to exercise courage in the face of fear. So instead of shirking away into fear, this is really challenging us with our fear so we can be courageous and moving forward despite what fear we may have. In what ways have we expanded our understanding of what is possible simply by finally having the guts to stop overthinking and just do what we need to do? So definitely, I think a more positive energy in a retrograde sense that's very clearing. Our fourth planet in retrograde is Neptune retrograding in Pisces. So this is our time to slip back into the watery depths of our subconscious and dig for the hidden treasures there. Treasures that may be painful to uncover, but can be transformative healing resources. Hypnosis, dreams, creative visualization are magical ways to work with the energy of a Neptune retrograde, especially if we're feeling lost. The energy of both Neptune and Pisces can be confusing, disorienting. If we don't heed our intuition and listen to the signs the universe is giving us, it may be too easy to lose our way, to slip into those escapist behaviors, with really the risk of this being addiction to substances, TV, anything that really you can be addicted to. So that's what's really coming up during this retrograde with Neptune. So our opportunities are healing the spirit and profound spiritual growth. While the challenges of this retrograde are overcoming the need to escape and avoiding numbing out. So there's definitely a tendency to want to just numb away and not necessarily deal with what's happening in the present. And then lastly, our fifth planet in retrograde is Uranus in Taurus. So in Taurus, this reflects a 5-month period of reevaluating our values, our sense of security and relationships. The fixed signs, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Leo, are most affected by this retrograde. So if your sun, your moon, or your rising sign is Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, or Leo, you will be especially affected by this retrograde. Collectively, we'll all be experiencing some kind of upheaval, chaos, especially as the other planets are also retrograde, which we've discussed as well. So with that being said, I know I kind of, our opportunities for that retrograde is getting in touch with our body and finding freedom in our relationships. And then the challenges are developing an abundance mindset and overcoming that fear of lack. So that's definitely present. But overall, so September will be a huge month for basically the renovation of our lives, a moment of powerful and deep reflection, and a time when the universe is on pause. So all we can really do is our inner work. Know that going out and doing will not give you as much as being able to do the inner work and understanding yourself better. So when these retrogrades finish, you'll be able to really understand the direction you want to head in and dig in deep. So definitely very interesting to have all of these going at once. And then I do want to cite my source. So I am a huge fan. I know I also love Cafe Astrology, but astromatrix.app is a great resource. It's one of my main ones that I use now for almost all of my astrology needs. It's a free program. They do offer pro with additional features, but it's not necessary. You can get your report. Everything that I really need is available for free on this app. So I highly recommend, if you're interested in astrology, if you're already aware of astrology or you want to learn more, this is a website I would definitely think that you should check out. And that is my astrology update.
We want to say hi to the people that have joined us. Hello, Vera. Hello, Estella. Yes, Vera, definitely go subscribe to YouTube. There's a lot more stuff on YouTube. The horoscopes on Monday, Christian and Daniel, the card Divo, and put together conversations. Plus, some of my audition stuff is up on there. Some of my comedy stuff is up there now. So go check it out. And then Juana, hi Juana. I want to say a big hello to Juana Mata. Juana Mata and I are both ambassadors for All of Us, a cancer program. So awesome for that. Remember, if you want a reading, all you got to do is type me in the comment section and we will pull a card for you. And if you're able and can, we always appreciate a good tip. So if you're
I didn't say anything.
If you're able to, there is the Venmo and Cash App. and then we'll split it at the end. Bobby, long time. Hi, Bobby. Welcome. Yes, doesn't it? By the way, just to validate Wayne's abilities and how awesome he is, I had a therapy session today. Went through a lot of stuff in an hour because I talk a lot, and then Wayne pulled some cards for me, sent me a write up of what it was, and I swear to you, it was as if he was listening to my therapy session because everything he said. So I'm almost tempted to send him to my therapist and go, see, spirituality does work. It does work. So we're gonna start with Vera. You mind if I start with her and
Yeah, go for it.
Give you a little break from your astrology. Hey Vera, welcome to the show. Vera, starting with you, one of the things for you is the journey that you're on. And the fact is that you're already on this journey. This is your yesterday. The journey was already started. Everybody knows you're on this journey except for you. So it's time to get going. It's basically like jump on the train or it's going to go without you. I don't know why I said train, but get on that train. But I feel like there's already a process. You're just hesitating. Stop procrastinating and stop sabotaging your own journeys. I feel like you start and then you stop. You start and you stop. But it's all these people that get in your head. It's because here's the hostility. This is you today. I feel like you fight with yourself on the journey that you need to go on. Stop arguing with yourself. I feel like your logical and your spirit argue with each other. Trust your gut. Trust your instinct. Sometimes our head gets in the way, and we are our worst advisors. So stop advising yourself on what direction to go. Trust your instincts. It'll guide you better. Particularly because in your tomorrow, it's time for you to start healing. And you're not given that opportunity. Again, I feel like as soon as you start healing, you stop yourself. And that's what sabotages the journey that you're on. But if you give yourself permission, you got the world in your hands. The world is right there for you. You're just being stubborn. So stop being stubborn, move forward, and you'll realize that you'll have a lot more that you had. And I would say let go of fear. Let go of fear because fear is like our worstest enemy. So there we go. Que pasta? Queso pasta. Oh my God. Gonna be one of those nights. Stop tips. Bobby says it does. And she says, thanks. Oh, Christian Ramirez. I don't know who this person is, but he says
stranger.
Only if Wayne reads for him.
Perfect. So I saw his comment coming up, so I went ahead and pulled. So Christian, right now, there's a very strong focus on past memories and really wanting to relive the past and bring that forward. It is reversed for you right now, so that tells me that there's some sadness that comes with this contemplation, with this looking back. The card that's crossing you is the Queen of Chalices, Queen of Cups. So that would tell me that you're having a hard time processing your emotions from the past as well. And I think it's interesting because it feels like you're kind of not sure, like, why is this coming up? Like, I've been processing this, I've been processing these things, but why is this coming up now? And speaking to the retrogrades, I think what I really spoke to is why those things are coming up for you at this time, so that you can really take the time to fully finish processing, release it, and move forward. Again, I'm seeing a lot of, in your recent past to your present, some heavier emotions, sadness, being down. Current influences, you're kind of rushing forward with your thoughts and trying to think your way through this process. And it's really important that you don't just think about those memories. The feeling is very important. With that being said, the future influences coming into being is the Nine of Swords, which is dubbed as the Nightmare card. So what I would say is you're really being guided to step into your emotions more, kind of turn off the mind for a period of time so you can really do some deep processing. Because what you're dealing with is so bedrock to who you are and the person that you've built yourself up to be at this time. You really are focusing on you in this time and what's your truth in this moment. So I think that's great. What the universe is showing you is some challenges in balancing your finances and your career. And I think that the purpose of this for you is to help you truly understand what you want, not what others want for you, not what you think you're supposed to do, but the universe is really challenging you in your career right now to decide what is it that you want so you can move forward. With that being said, it's really important for you to take stock and use your emotions to process what's going on, so that way you can really see the gold of the situation and move forward more fully realized.
Cool. I hope that made sense to the stranger that I don't know. And Vera says, "You nailed that." Well, thank you. I hope so. For everybody else, I know there's some other people online. You do not have to tip us. It's just a suggestion. So if you do want a card pulled for you, all you got to do is say me, whatever station, whatever channel you're watching on. Hello, Divo. Okay, here we go. Oh, here you go, Wayne. I had therapy today too, and I am totally bugging. You are dead on with what is going on in my life. You're amazing as usual. He is amazing. He is
so amazing. Glad it resonates.
David, hi. Welcome, David. David is an old friend of the shows. So David, first up in your path is Archangel Shmuel, which is third chakra. Third chakra for everybody is right here in your belly. It's the solar plex. Our solar plex, the way that I teach it is, this is the commitment to ourselves. This is where we connect with us first. And once you connect with yourself, you can connect with your instincts, with your gut feelings. It helps you guide you. It guides you in your journeys. So right now is a really good time to connect to yourself, David. Are you trusting your instincts? I'm going to say probably not totally. So make sure that you connect with you, stay with you. Number two, this is a really good time to take that rest that you need, both spiritual, physical, mental. Just disconnect. And that's probably what's affecting you not connecting with yourself. Because if we're not really rested, and I raise my hand because I'm one of those people, when I'm not fully rested, when I'm not fully giving myself my time to reconnect, I'm not trusting myself. And that's when the blues, the depression, the sadness, the loneliness, it all kicks in. So pay attention to that. But if this is because of the financial security, there is some financial awareness coming to you. There is there's a male energy with coin. But because I'm talking to you right now, I feel like the projects, the contracts, the work that you've been doing will give you the money you need. You just got to be patient. Stop worrying. Because the way it's showing me now, the way I see it, is that your brain is going into overload on worry and concern about where the money's going to come from. It's coming for you. Finally, the second chakra. So here's the second chakra. There's Ariel. Ariel is just telling you that things will get balanced. Light and dark, start and finish, good and bad. It'll all be aligned. Now, for everybody watching, when we're balanced is usually when we feel most off balance, because we're not used to it all the time. For most of us, we've always lived either super hyped up or super low energy, that when things start balancing out, we feel out of place. But actually, David, for you, this is a really good place. But the first thing I would say is body, mind, and spirit, give it a rest so you can reconnect with yourself. And then you will connect to that financial security and you'll feel like you're on the right track. But it's just temporary. It'll pass. So just keep on going. Christy says, you are incredible.
Oh.
Thank you, Wayne. Good vibes. And Martha. Hi, Martha.
Hi, Martha.
So take it away, Wayne.
Perfect. All right. So I pulled for Martha. Looks like you're currently having a lot of issues around making things happen, things moving forward, and a lot of old shadows or old fears, long-term fears coming up to the surface for you. So currently, I would say you're definitely feeling like it's like you're burning the candle at both ends, and not feeling like that's really making any progress for you. And in the meantime, you're kind of like waiting for a message from the universe. This is your crossing card, your challenge card, waiting for a message to come from the universe. and you feel like it's not being delivered. So there's a sense of feeling like alienated a little bit from the universe, and that there's really a focus around recognizing how hard you have been working, especially when it comes to your career, bringing money in, taking care of your material needs. But there's definitely a sense that this period of time, it's like the slow period. But there's some concerns that you have around continuing to bring in what you've brought in the past. And in a way, with this, which I understand this more now, now stepping into this next step of my career, but your current influences is the devil reverse. So that would tell me that your fears are really running the ship right now, and that you're really in a place of fear because you're so overwhelmed by all the things that you have going on, and trying to really handle all those things all at once, and again, not necessarily making traction. So I would say it's really important for you to recognize the work that you're doing is making that progress. It may feel slow, but as I said, with the kind of retrograde breakdown, it's really important to be looking within at this time. It's really the time to get all of the things in the house organized and settled, so that way you can, when it's time, leave the house and be able to be effective in how you're venturing out. With that being said, it's really important that you pay attention to your dreams at this time. So if you remember your dreams, if you don't keep a dream journal, just for maybe the next week or two, take a dream journal as we go from a new moon to the full moon, because we do have a new moon tomorrow. But there'll be some revelations in your dreams. And I feel like these things will be core issues for you, core traumas that you've dealt with, that are ready to be dealt with. And a lot of it has to do with your security and safety, feeling safe. So you're really understanding and trying to process that so that you can bring more value to yourself now going forward. And just know that as long as you're taking each step, and as each moment comes, embracing what it is that you're feeling and trying to understand what you're feeling, naming it is going to be pivotal for you to be able to move forward and not be in such a place of fear, but start to have a hopefulness around your situation and the direction that you're headed.
Nice. I hope that helped. We have a small crowd today, so I figured while we wait for some more people to sign on, or for those of you that already got one card, if you want to have the other person read for you, we can definitely do that. But I thought I would share the horoscopes for this week. I've never shared them on the page, but for those of you that are not following on any pages, you should follow us. But on Mondays, I post horoscopes for the week. But just in case you missed them, I'm going to show this for you. Oops. For the week. For Virgo, it's time to be more aware of your surroundings. For Libra, a little bit of love lost this time. For Scorpio, you don't know all of the details. For Sagittarius, be a little more gentle with yourself. For Capricorn, you're not really pulling the support that you need. For Aquarius, the healing needs to start from inside of you. For Pisces, it's time to move forward. For Aries, don't be so quick to react. For Taurus, don't lose hope. For Geminis, count your blessings. For Cancer, don't let go just yet. And for Leo, the mystery is over. You really do know the truth. Thank you for liking, following, comment, and sharing. I'm the card Divo, and I'll see you next week with more horoscopes. Bye. Just in case you missed them, there they are. It's funny because I listen to them like later in the week, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Actually spot on, yeah.
Oh, okay, Garza. Because when I'm doing them, I don't know if this makes sense.
You're in it.
Like, phew, you were right on. There you go. Sagittarius was set on for you. Good. But I do them on Mondays, and sometimes I do them Sunday nights. But I'm so connected into it that then when I hear them later on in the week, I'm like, oh, shoot, that was me. Oh, yeah.
Hearing it from someone else.
That was me. It says, my friend Gus is listening with me. He would like his card read. Excellent. Let's pull something for Gus. Bobby, you are joining in. Bobby, did you want Wayne to pull some cards for you? We can go after me. All right, Gus, this is for you. Thank you for watching the show. Make sure that when you get on your phone, you follow us. All right, guys. This is for Gus. Gus, first of all, in your yesterday, um, we're starting to get over the anxiety. I feel like we're still kind of in there and rolling in the anxiety a little bit, and it has to do with things, not 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 health related hard things. I just feel like there's some energies pulling at your heart. Now the card shows a male energy pulling at your heart. This could represent you. You are dealing with your own feelings and emotions at the moment. The things, the situations, the actions that happened right like up to yesterday, it's what's making us deal with these, or in your case, not want to deal with these emotions. Um, because spirit is making an entrance. Your spirit space is starting to open up. So feelings, emotions, senses, like your spidey senses are all up right now. Everything, like you feel everything from anger to happiness, and it's like 1,000%. It's like you're like male PMS to a million, and everything is just there. So nobody say anything mean to Gus right now because he could explode in front of you. Be careful. Also, interesting enough, you've got your third chakra too. So trust yourself. One thing that I have to say, I'm going to pull one more for you. Yeah, this is a time for healing for you. So the loss, either physical or spiritual or emotional, of people, places, or things in your life that has left that energy void, it's really effing with your body right now. So I'm gonna say that you really need to give yourself permission to feel the feels and go through the emotions. And if you're right there with David right now, let him guide you, let him care for you right now when you're not feeling well. This is a really good time to be vulnerable and let all those emotions out. Like emotional diarrhea, basically, just let it all go. It has no purpose in your life, and the anger, that I feel like the anger will slowly be released. But like sometimes we want to tell people let go of it. I feel like sometimes we needed to get through the hard parts, and then once you get through those barriers, then you can let go of the anger. Does that make sense to you? Wayne is nodding yes, so I'm gonna take that as a yes. So Bobby says super spot on. Polly says, hi, Polly, welcome to the show.
Hi, Polly.
And Jacqueline says, please. By the way.
Okay, sorry, let's see. So, Jacqueline, it looks like you are going through a very emotional, very challenging time. You're feeling burdened, the weight of the world when it comes to your emotions. So let's kind of dive into that a little bit more. So there's something that's been lost that is the focus of your energy at this current time, and it really is the deep focus of your emotions. The card that's crossing you is the Queen of Chalices. This is the third time she's come up in a bunch of readings, so that's definitely a theme that we have going on today. The theme of what you have going on right now is it's the Emperor reversed. So this would tell me that there's a male energy, masculine energy in your life that is affecting your present situation. Someone who would be very controlling, stubborn, but there's a lot of history, a lot of past with this energy, with this person, and they are kind of a burden to you at this point, and you're trying to figure out what you should be doing, what you need to do to feel like you can emotionally move forward, move on, kind of accept the unintentional damage that has occurred and kind of move forward from there. You really are focused on trying to find the solution, trying to drive forward with a creative solution. However, I would challenge you to continue to really look at yourself and look at your emotions more deeply, name them. Journaling could be very helpful for you right now, because I think that you're going to, as you write, discover some things about yourself that you didn't even necessarily remember, or didn't realize the impact of those memories, those times. The universe at this time is really highlighting your, I'd say, weaknesses. Even though this card is strength, the fact that it's reversed, it's almost as if the universe wants you to see, where are your blind spots? Where are you most blind to, where you are vulnerable, weak, so to speak. But it's highlighting these things so you can address them and kind of close up those open entry points for others' energy who are coming in and domineering you. So don't take it as the universe is saying you're weak. The universe is trying to highlight those challenges so that you can really address them, name them, and be able to move forward. And recognizing too, a lot of this situation that you're dealing with right now is self-imposed. There's a lot of beliefs that you have from the past that are fueling your present that, again, I don't feel like you fully recognize or realize, so the journaling is going to help with that. But recognizing that you have a lot of control in the situation, you've just been led to believe, both by yourself and others, that you don't have control in the situation. So you've been allowing that belief to be fueled. And now is the time for you to take that back and recognize that, no, you do have the ability to move yourself forward and out of this situation. You have more power than you think. So it is really important for you to realize and recognize and step into your power, which your outcome is the King of Swords. So it's really about understanding your mind. It's also about understanding your heart to a degree, but there's an acknowledgement that needs to happen before you're going to be able to take more control of the situation and move forward to a more favorable outcome for yourself and those connected to you.
Cool. For everybody watching, I've also just opened up my my TikTok page. I've never thought, I know some people do this. So for everybody watching on TikTok, we're actually on YouTube Live too. So if you wanted me to pull some cards for you, you can go over to YouTube and follow us there and say me, and we will pull cards for you. There's a couple of me and my friend Wayne, we're doing readings. I've heard of people doing this, and so we're gonna try this today, Wayne. We're experimenting.
I love getting stuck on TikTok.
You know, I'm not gonna watch videos. I'm just posting on there. So for everybody on TikTok, follow us on YouTube so you can get a card pulled for you too. So this is for Bobby. Bobby, number one, female energy with some coin. This is our yesterday. So there is that female energy pulling coin. Now for everybody watching, we've talked about this before. Spiritually speaking, there's male and female. So the female energy could be your female energy coming out, which is usually the case. So your female intuition, your female energy is what's creating the money, it's what's making it work for you. Today, the victory is not quite there. We're not exactly where we want to be yet. Ooh, like it's right there. Like you can feel it. Oh, I just got chills. Like you can feel it. You can sense it. You're almost at the victorious point that you want to. Of course, for everybody watching, we keep climbing victory. We keep climbing. Every time you reach one big victory step, there's another one up ahead. Because if you reached all your victory, you die. That's like because you're done with life. But so don't stress out that you're like, oh, I feel like I'm always chasing the next step, because we are in life. That's what we're supposed to do. So one step, and now we're going for the next one, Bobby. There's a strategy, but we've been planning long enough. Plans are great, but if you don't take that first step, they're just plans. You need to take the first step and make it a strategy. Where am I going now? So you've already taken the first step in your career or in your personal. Now, where are you going to do now? But there are some things that you need to appreciate about yourself, because here's the appreciation card. There are things that you are, everybody about linguistics. If you don't know about linguistics, it's just the way when we say things, the way we say them, the way we hear them. But linguistics work for us. What are you saying to you? And this is for everybody watching. What do you say to yourself first thing in the morning when you wake up? Or what's the first thing you say to yourself when you don't get the promotion, when you don't get the job, when the relationship doesn't work? Do you say, this is what's supposed to happen? Like, or I mean, yes, of course, let's be realistic. Some of us are like, damn it. But if after that, your words are like, oh my God, I'm so dumb. I'm so stupid. Or I can't believe this. Or I didn't. Stop that. Stop it. Sometimes we have no control over the decisions that are made about our careers and mostly our careers, not our lives. So when it comes to your professional, take that out of your equation. You're putting you're putting too much pressure on yourself, and it's pushing the universe aside. If that makes sense, does that make sense, Wayne? Like when
Mhm.
like we start telling the universe, like, oh, like damn you for not giving me that job, or
Mhm.
I don't know
We
what you
feel
want me to learn.
scorned.
Yeah, I don't know what you want me to learn from that. And then the universe is like, well, screw you. I'll be back for you later. And then we're like, I feel like nothing's happening in my life. Well, no, nothing's happening because we're deterring the universe from giving us the gifts that we want. So, Bobby, I want you to practice the next time something doesn't go your way. This was out of my hands. It was out of my hands. And now, what's the strategy for the next level? But overall, the money situation will be victorious if you have a strategy and you appreciate the bad moments. So there you go. That makes sense. I hope that makes sense.
Mhm.
Jacqueline says heart, heart, hearts. Um, oh, one of our friends, Mother Medicine, is here. Yes, we're glad you caught us too.
Awesome.
For those of you who was on Put It Together with me, so awesome show. And Polly's next.
Perfect. And Polly, actually, I think she's been on Card Divo before and had a card pulled. She's actually one of my friends from high school.
Oh,
She's fabulous. So I'm very excited, actually. Normally, I'd say maybe you want to read for her, but I pulled cards for her. So I'm very excited to report to Polly. You are in a period of abundance. And I love this for you, especially since I know she had actually gotten some readings from me back, I believe, when the pandemic started. So this has come full circle for sure, seeing what's in the spread for you. So the Empress, you're living like basically your best life. And I know we just talked about this recently, but this is really a confirmation for you. You're finding abundance in your thoughts, in your emotions, in your physical world. Your needs are being met. So I absolutely love this for you. The current card that's crossing you, so the current challenge that you're facing, is the Queen of Wands. So what this would tell me is that there feels to be a lack of creative energy from you. You're wanting to create new things, but it's like the well is dry. And what I want to say is it's not that the well is dry, it's that there is processing that's being done for you that will result in better creative energy in a short period of time. So with that being said, I feel like you really have lately been embracing the new beginnings. So the Fool is your theme card. So new beginnings for you. It feels like there's been a fresh start for you, and that really is coloring all of your experiences of abundance at this time. But right now, it's really a period of rest and relaxation for you. So know that the creative energy will come back once you've taken this time to rest, relax, vacation, whatever that is for you. But this really is a period of time for you to just kind of take a break and know that you've worked hard and that the universe is going to continue to support you because of the work that you've done. Future influences coming into the present is the Two of Chalices reversed. So with this card being reversed, what this would say is that if you're, I believe you're in a relationship, if you're in a relationship right now, there may be some questions or I feel like there wants to be a deepening of this relationship and it feels like maybe it's not going to happen. With that being said, I feel like that's more of a fear that's driving you forward. And the more that you kind of bathe in the beauty of the relationship as it currently is, the more it will naturally unfold and there won't be so much pressure to meet expectations that you may have for a relationship going forward. So definitely very interesting for you now. What you're working on, what you're focused on is the Sun. So I love this for you. This is all about happiness, childlike fun, just having a really great time. So I love that you're really in the process of enjoying life right now. And what the universe is providing you, what you don't have control over, is the Four of Pentacles. So this tells me that the universe is really helping you to know that you're taken care of with your career, with your material needs being met. It is supporting you. It's not that you have everything you need for the rest of your life, but you really are supported during this period of time to continue to do the things that you're doing, to kind of drive yourself forward and create new experiences so you have more of that creative drive that you're looking to have going forward. With that being said, your outcome is the Nine of Wands. So it's really about there feels to be a sense of, well, what if things go back the way that they used to be? And just know that you've done the work. You've done the work, so there's no possible way for you to backtrack to those things. So if there are certain times where fears are popping up for you of, oh no, this feels like how things went before. Oh, this is going downhill. It's the opportunity for you to stop and say, no, I've done this work. And I'm confident that whatever happens, it's meant to be, and that I've done the work that I need to be successful in it. So overall, I love it. I think that things are going very well for you, and definitely much smoother and much more enjoyably than they have been previously over the last few years. So I love this new energy and flow for you.
Cool. Vera says she found on YouTube. Subscribe. Thank you, Vera. Please share it with your friends. Polly sending us kisses. Oh, stop. Gus is nodding. Yes, yes, yes. I'm glad we were able to help, Gus. Where's this? Jacqueline said she was feeling that way. And yes, exactly what she's feeling and going through. Good. My comadre Laura. Hi, comadre. ¿Cómo estás? Sending a little heart. Mother says, me, please. Okay. I will take you. Isn't it interesting? Like, even though we have different ways, we still have similar ways of pulling cards.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're kind of so weird. Anyway, I know for those of you out there, like, what? I noticed those things. Stop it. We got Laura next, and then Richard next. So we're gonna. All right. For Mother. So yesterday, and up until yesterday, there is the envy card there. So there is some negative energy going on around. For those of you that are following me, this is one thing that happens to a lot of people that come to us. I don't know about wait, come to me. Like an envy card came to me up in the reading, and they want $4,000 to get rid of the envious energy. Don't do that. Don't do that. For those of you, there are simpler ways to remove negative energy from your life, and it doesn't cost $4,000. But I feel like there's some energy around that's kind of like, I feel like it's stopping you from realizing that the world is in front of you. So the people, places, and things, it's usually people, places, and things around you that are blocking you from realizing that the world is in front of you. We need to remove ourselves from them a little bit, which is usually like we need to block that energy from coming. Now, one of the cool things is that in our tomorrow is the yin and yang. And for everybody watching, yin and yang doesn't mean that everything is perfect. Most people assume that the yin and the yang are meshed together and everything is wonderful. Everything is perfect. The way that I interpret it is that everything is falling into place, which sometimes means some things are not going to work out. Some things are just not going to happen. Some people, places, and things will be removed from our space. Maybe we're a little off balance physically, mentally, or spiritually. So I feel like some of these people, places, and things in your life that are kind of stopping you from achieving what you want at the moment, it's because that's how things are supposed to happen. Oops. But theme on my side is the rest card. So right now we just need to disconnect a little bit from those energies that are around us. And again, for everybody, sometimes when I suggest disconnecting, I don't mean stop talking to your family, don't ever talk to your friends again, go to work tomorrow and ghost everybody in your office. No. It just means sometimes you just need to disconnect from that energy for a little bit and go. You don't really have to say anything. You can just say, I personally, I just need to disconnect a little bit. And it's usually things that we do around them or places that we go. Now, Mother Medicine has been on my show too, and she's wonderful too. So that's another person that we need to have. We should have her as a third co-host here at some time.
Totally, yes.
But some of that envious energy around you that's stopping you from achieving the goals that you want is because it needs to be there at the moment, but we just need to disconnect from them for a little bit to make things happen. But I mean, knowing you will make that happen. You will make that work. But just disconnect for a little bit. Hope that helps. Oops, I lost my place. Hold on.
We are at Laura.
Oh, there we go. Laura, there we go.
There we go. Okay, so Laura, I have pulled for you. So it looks like what's at focus for you right now is your career and how you're making your material needs be met. So currently, you are in a period of feeling unappreciated in the work that you do. It feels like you are very much so a strong contributor and definitely one that people look to when panic ensues. But you're definitely being undervalued, and people know the worth that you bring, but they don't want to let you know, because then that means they actually have to do something about it and potentially promote you or provide you with more opportunity, better pay, whatever that may look like. So the card that's crossing you right now is the Page of Wands. So this would tell me that you're waiting for some type of inspiration or message, the right opportunity to present itself as far as your career is concerned. But this is what's challenging you. So what I would say is that there is a sense of you're waiting for a message that won't be delivered. The message that you're waiting for is in this form of this reading, that you are the one that needs to make the change that you're looking to make. You will continue to be kind of undervalued and not really paid your worth. This is the theme card for you. So there's really that sense of being undervalued, being underpaid, and it's continuing to influence your past, present, and your future influences for the time being. Past influences, you carry a lot of the weight. So I feel like this is kind of what I already spoke to with your current card. But you definitely are one that carries the burden and that solves the problems as well. So in looking at that, there's kind of a sadness and frustration around people not recognizing the work that you do. You're not being recognized in the way that you want. And like I always say, anytime I do reading for anyone, if we've connected at some point, it always goes back to past trauma. If there's certain things that we're not understanding or certain things that we feel like we're stuck in and we're not figuring out why, it always goes back to trauma. So what I would say is there is some type of trauma that you've dealt with in the past of feeling unappreciated, undervalued, doing all of the work that we're continuing to be expected, most likely with parent figure, guardian figure, whatever that may be. So it's time to go back and look at that. There's actually a meditation that I can recommend. If you want, feel free to reach out and I can give that to you. It's kind of a cool past memory self-meditation to help you process emotions in the past that will help you acknowledge it in the present and be able to heal it and move forward. And that is what's coming to you. The future influences is the Queen of Cups. So this tells me that you are going to have a better understanding of your emotions. And if anything, this situation is coming up to help you understand your value fully and to not accept anything less than what you know that you're worth. With that being said, I'll kind of just move to your outcome card. You are going to have the career success that you've been looking to have and moving forward with over the past 2 to 3 years. But just know it's not going to play out in the exact way that you thought it would. And again, part of that feels like you have this expectation of them saying, oh, we're wrong. We want to promote you. We want to give you the raise, whatever that may be. But when it comes down to it, they're never going to deliver. So you have to take the bull by the horns and figure out what direction do you want to head in and go there.
Got it. And because I know her, I'm like, oh, yeah. Yeah. So before we go to Richard, I'm going to go down some of the comments. We have a lot of comments from the folks we just read from. So Polly said, oh my God, yes. So I'm going to add girl to there because it needs a girl there. Oh my God, yes, girl. Polly says, you know that song from The Frog and the Prince? Yes, my mom was there. It's exactly me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that song. Christian said, hi to Mother Milton. Yes, they got to meet. You're kind, you're smart, you're important. Bobby says, thank you. You are so welcome. We're so glad you're here today. You guys are amazing. That totally resonates. I'm glad it does.
Oh, good.
You know, one of us is, I'll say this humbly. I don't have any humbleness. Each one of us is really awesome alone. But I always say, whenever I get to work with Wayne, it's just beyond.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
just
we all love Wayne.
Oh, I love you too.
Well, there's possibly a little replay. Yes, you can find it on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, or YouTube. Wherever channel you're watching on, you can come back and rewatch it there. Haley says, how are you both doing? We're doing amazing. We're down to almost 10 minutes to the end of the show. Very accurate. Thank you. I felt a little nervous reading for you. I was a little nervous.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, we'd love to have a third co-host sometime. That would be an interesting question. I know Berkeley liked our comment, the post, so maybe we can have Berkeley with us. Berkeley's one of the original light nights. Thank you. You're most welcome. Okay, now I'm going to go to Richard before we go to the next one.
Awesome.
Oh, he says also he would like to get that meditation about getting through blockage from the past. Is that a meditation that you created, Wayne, or one that you listened to?
Yes, it's one. I think I was inspired by another meditation, but I kind of took it and made it my own. What I'll probably do is I have it like texted out. But if anyone's interested, what should I have them reach me at? You can reach out to me on Instagram.
How long is it?
It takes as long as you want it to. I would say it's probably like a 5 to 20 minute meditation overall, just depending on the memory. But basically, you go back and you get into a meditative state. You replay the memory firsthand. You stop. You take a step back and replay the memory from the third person view, so seeing your younger self. And then at the end of it being replayed, and you do it in as much detail as possible. And then at the end of it being replayed, then you go to your younger self and you embrace them and tell them I love you, tell them all the things that you feel like they needed to hear back then. So that's basically the steps of it, but I'm working on building a formal process for it.
Everybody who's watching, don't go away. At the end of the show, we're putting up our Instagram handles, and then you can go and contact Wayne directly.
Message me and I'll send it over.
And that way you can get this from him. That way you don't have to go through me and through my pages. We're going to put up the links in just a minute, and you can contact directly. All right, we're going to go to Richard. Richard, for you, first of all, I've known Richard for a long time, and yes, this is you. Up until yesterday, you were that energy that brought peace and calmness and the positive energy to people. What's going on? Why is it not? Why are you not in that place? And it's part of your throat chakra. We were just talking about linguistics. The throat chakra. For everybody watching, your throat chakra, although yes, it is what puts out the truth to the world. But number one, the first filter is you. What are you telling yourself? How are you expressing yourself to you, Richard, that it's not allowing you to feel that healing energy, to make and again, when we heal, if you don't heal yourself first, you can't really do that work. And I know this firsthand. There's a lot of things that I had to heal by myself before I could help other people. And then in your tomorrow, there's some things we're still attached to. This is probably the reason why some of those truths are not resonating with you, because we're still attached to things that are affecting our tomorrow. Cool thing is that the overall energy is your seventh chakra, which is your crown chakra. You've always, since I've known you, have been very gifted. You have a very strong spiritual connection. That you deny it, that you don't acknowledge it, that you don't work with it, that's a different thing. But it's always going to be there. And I don't know about you, Wayne, but I remember before I used to practice, when people would tell me, it's like, you have this really strong spiritual energy. I was like, whatever, I don't know what you're talking about. Bunch of loonies. And then as I started practicing and got into it, and I started to learn what the crown chakra did and the purple color, I was like, oh.
People are drawn to it.
Yeah, all those times that I thought I was losing it, that my head was spinning, it was messages coming through that I was not acknowledging. And so for Richard, what I would say is that for you to start healing yourself and help others, you've got to start using your voice to heal you and then to help others. I'm going to say this with love. Stop tearing down people with your words, because you're just tearing yourself down. And that's going to remove you from those attachments that you're holding on to. Remember, folks, we get attached to people, places, and things. Usually things. I'm going to throw that out there. Usually things that are not good for us. And that's going to open up your crown chakra to allow you to connect. But you really got to let go of some of that BS in order to grow in the direction that you need to grow. I hope that made sense. All right, we were at Rosie.
Perfect. All right, Rosie. So it looks like right now you are in the process of a new venture. It feels both career related, but somewhat not. It feels more like creatively driven. So what it would tell me is may not be like your main staple in how you bring in money, but it more so has to do with the creative work that you want to do. So I don't know if you're some type of artist, but you're definitely on your path and you are well studied. You have all the tools that you need to move forward. And I don't think that there's any doubt about that. Where there's feels like there's challenge, your challenging card is the Six of Pentacles. So what it would tell me is that it feels like to really start and move in the direction that you want to head, it feels like you need support, or you need like a generous donor or some type, or it's feeling like you're needing some type of support that feels like it's not coming through. Well, I do see for your theme is the Wheel of Fortune. So what this tells me is that you have, again, done the work that you've needed to do, and the energy is behind you to support you to do this creative venture. What I would say is that you have more of an ability to get this off the ground than you think at this time, or than you feel. What it's important for you to do is right now it really feels like you're stuck, you're slowed down, and you know that you want to move forward, you know, have the skill and talent to do so, but you just feel like nothing is sticking. It's like you try to throw the dart and the dart's frozen here. It's not even making it to the dartboard. And what you're having to do at this time is self-reflection. So the Hermit reversed is you now, your current influences. So what it would say is I feel like you are kind of rejecting that deeper look in and that time to kind of be on your own and do what you need to do. You're kind of resisting that. And it's what really needs to happen for you to have a solid understanding of how you can operate going forward with this creative venture that you want to do. Future influences, there is, you do have to bring this back to the public, so to speak, is what it feels like. The Hierophant is represented by community, groups of people, religion, government, groups of people. I know I just said that, but that is really what it's represented by. So during this process of looking at yourself, looking within, you're really finding where you fit and where the niche is that you fit for the creative work that you want to do going forward. So know that you do have a good idea. You do have the creative talent to move forward with it. The universe has been challenging you and saying, oh, you know, you need more money before you can do it, or that's what it's feeling like. But what the universe is helping you to understand is that you have the value to move forward now. You don't need someone else to come in and be an angel investor, so to speak, in what you're wanting to do. And your outcome is the King of Pentacles reverse. So what that would tell me is that you will have success. You will have abundance that comes from this creative venture. However, it's going to be different than you think it is. So through this process of introspection, you're going to be able to kind of move forward and understand, and in a way have more abundance come in because you didn't stick to your original plan.
That's pretty cool. Before we come to Jaylee, well, first of all, Rosie, say hi to your sister. They were here with us a couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah, totally.
The Corona Sisters. It sounds like a musical band. Before we come to Jaylee, Mother Mesa says Wayne's meditation is a very powerful meditation. Ooh, I don't know that I've heard it. Now I'm going to have to do it too. Like I'm really,
yes.
Yes, thank you for that direction. I'm so glad. You know, I love you. I'm so glad that you connected to us today and that you were able to get a message. I love you guys. Thank you. We love you. Thank you for being here with us. And please share with everybody. Pass us around. I'm not gonna say. Never mind. I was gonna go somewhere, and I'm not gonna go. All right, Jaylee, for you, before we go, our last one of the day. Number one, up until yesterday, this is the sixth. Well, it's a sixth chakra, Metatron. Thank you. It was all about your brow, your third eye. This is about your dreams, your goals, your manifestations, your visions. What do you want out of life? What are you seeing in the future? Up until yesterday, we had a really clear view of everything we wanted. And then we started doubting that we were going to have enough because the cornucopia came up upside down. So it's telling me like you're starting to doubt yourself. It happens to all of us. We all have those moments of doubts. But just know that you will succeed in what you're wanting in your life and the direction that you're going. This is just a little, this is just a little pitfall in the direction that you need to head. But in your tomorrow, there's the community. There's a community around you that will guide you and protect you and be around you. Can you do this alone? Probably. Should you attempt to? Maybe. Will it be better if you have a group of people surrounding you? Totally. So let's let go. Um, let's let go of the ego for a little bit. And this, yes, we all deserve a Wonder Woman moment. Dun, dun, dun. But every once in a while, even Wonder Woman needed some help. So can you do this alone? Yes. But why do you have to when you have help around you? And then right now, see, it's about focusing on your strengths. Like, and I'm about to pop a bubble for you people. Part of our strength is realizing and recognizing when we need help and when we need to be vulnerable. That is the strength. Most people think that being vulnerable is a weakness, that being vulnerable is not part of our, it's part of our strength, but it totally is. It's recognizing, hey, in order for me to get from A to B, I need a bridge. I need a boat to get me through. Like I need a rope to jump through, something. And that comes from our community. So right now, Jaylee, make sure that you count on that community. So it's telling you that in order for you to continue with your dreams and your goals and to have everything that you want in life, you've got to count on your community to help you focus on your strengths. Because I've said it 100 million times, we are our own worst advisors. So stop looking at yourself for advice. Otherwise, you're going to get stuck. And then those dreams and goals just, not that we never achieve them or we can't get them, but I feel like they just start like separating longer. You know, like those games, I guess a video game too, but those reality games when they have to jump, but it's opening up. And if you don't jump quick, it gets harder.
Terrifying.
That's where we are right now. That's where we are right now. All right. So Chaley says, Rosie said she would. Christian says, thank you. You're welcome. I'm glad you signed on, babe. It's been my harder than usual. Yeah, I can believe that. Thank you. What if I don't have a community? Then we look for it. We find it. Either similar goals, similar issues. What would be your suggestion, Wayne?
I think there's a lot of different resources, even though social media has a bad rap in a lot of ways. I'm a fan of Reddit. I would say like finding community in Reddit, people are very transparent, very open, and there's a lot of topics and groups that are out there if you're not familiar with it already. But you can do a search for basic things that you're interested in, things that you're looking for support with. And there's great community out there. So you don't necessarily have to venture physically outside your home. You can find that support just directly through current technology.
Yeah. I've never quite understood how to get around Reddit, but also TikTok. I'm a big TikTok night fan. Like at night before I go to bed, I scroll, and sometimes if there's something in my mind and I want to hear other people's stories, I will search hashtag whatever. Similar dreams, similar goals, vision boards. I think a vision board is such a perfect way to clear your mind. And I also believe that it sends a universal sign out to the world to say, I'm looking for people that have similar goals. Does that make sense? Because I remember doing one before Light Night. And then I met all of y'all. So
you set the intention, you made it happen.
So intentions, Jaylee, social media, stay connected with us. Come watch us again. We won't be here next week because I'll be in, oh no, wait a minute. Yes, next week is the second. We will be here next week. Awesome. I'll be back. I come back Thursday. So we'll be here next week. And for those of you that are wondering, here is Wayne's Instagram. That's his personal one. So go check him out. He's got two. So if you search Richard Wayne, two pop up. One is his photography business.
Yeah.
And then this is his. And I'm going to put those up for y'all in just a minute. And then this is my Instagram. So go check me out there. But you can always find me, Daniel G. Garza. There's a lot of Daniel Garzas. There's only one Daniel G. Garza.
Daniel G. Garza.
Here is Wayne's flyer for his photography business, Richard Kilgo Photography. Please check him out. He's got some stuff on his Instagram. if you're looking for, you tell them.
So if you're looking for a real estate photographer in the Orange County, Inland Empire, surrounding areas, Los Angeles, I am your man. I have high quality photos. We deliver next day, so we do the day of the shoot. The next day you'll have your photos fully edited. We also offer video tour, virtual tour, 3D floor plans, and I'll come to you. So if you know any realtors, if you're looking to list your own property, definitely reach out, and I'd be happy to provide you with my service.
And although he doesn't promote it much, he also does people. I mean, he photographs people. Oh dear.
Freudian slip. Card Divo after hours.
Orale. So remember, for those of you that got a reading today, if you're able and can donate or tip, this is our Venmo and Cash App. We appreciate it. If not, remember that here at Little Mexican Productions, we've got shows almost every day of the week. Remember that on Mondays, we have our horoscopes. So check us on all of the social platforms for my horoscopes. On Wednesdays, it's the Christian and Daniel show. Check us out. On Fridays, we have to change that, the Cardivo. We're going back to our old names now that Wayne is here. We're going back to Zodiacs, which is our
Love it.
We're going to show name. And then put it together on Saturdays. There's no show this weekend, but I'll be back next week with the show. Check us out at littlemexicanproductions.com for everything we do. You can also book me directly at the littlemexicanproductions.com page. # Little Mexican Productions Inc. And then we'll see you folks here next week. Maybe we'll be in the same room. Maybe we won't. We'll surprise you. We don't know.
We'll find
Love you, Wayne.
Love you too.
All right, for everybody, we will see you next time. Bye.
Happy new moon.